Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning Blaque in once again to Authentic Black Goddess TV. I'm your host, QueenAShakur. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at QueenAShakur, and you can follow me on Twitter at DGoddess27. You can also follow the Queen Shakur fan page. Okay, so listen to this, honey. Okay, so a man broke into the home of a woman from OnlyFans multiple times and then hid in the attic so he could film her sleeping nude. So this is him on the screen. His name is Mauricio Damian Guerrero. So now, law enforcement authorities in New Hampshire, they arrested this 20-year-old thug who allegedly drove nearly 400 miles to break into the home of a woman that he met on the social media platform called OnlyFans. Now, Mauricio Damian Guerrero was taken into custody last month after the police said that he'd broken into the woman's home several times and filmed her while she slept nude, often hiding in her attic to avoid detection. I mean, can you believe this? Someone squatting in your house while you're there. I mean, hiding up in your attic. That is all so crazy. And he drove almost 400 miles, mind you. I mean, he was clearly determined. And that just attests to the dangerousness of these of OnlyFans, right? And these dating apps and things like that. But at the end of the day, you know, some people put themselves out there, and unfortunately, there's crazy people out here in the world who see these people and they get obsessed with them and want to stalk them, you know, want to hurt them or whatever. And this man actually had told the police at one point that he felt like she wanted to be stalked and harassed, that she wanted the attention. Now, the reason he probably thought that with his clearly depraved mind was because she's on OnlyFans, you know, showing off, you know, her private business and stuff like that, you know, selling pictures and whatever they do on OnlyFans, you know, so things of sexual natures. And this kind of reminds me of just listening to how he stalked her and all of this and showed up at her front door. Well, he did more than show up at the front door because he actually came up in the house, but clearly nefarious. But this kind of reminds me of the scene in Players Club where Diamond had that guy Norman, who was one of her regulars at the club, who was always spending money on her. And then she goes home one night and here he comes trying to get inside her apartment, feeling like she owed him something because he gave her all this cash. And that's often what these people think. I mean, you just never know what you're going to get when you dabble with people on social media. You just never know. Can potentially be very dangerous. And she's lucky she's not dead or didn't get raped or anything. I mean, especially since he was filming her while she was asleep nude. So anyway, so it goes on to say that according to a press release from the Somersworth Police Department, officers on February the 9th responded to a 911 call concerning a possible break-in at a residence on Highland Street. Now, the caller told the emergency dispatcher that there was someone else in the home with her. And the woman reportedly told police that she awakened to Damian Guerrero standing in the doorway of her bedroom staring at her. I mean, can you imagine waking up out of a deep sleep and some strange person is standing in your doorway just gawking at you and you don't have any clothes on? I mean, I clearly would have just passed straight out, would have literally hit the floor and grabbed my gun, of course, and commenced to shoot. That's what I would have done. But anyway, upon arriving at the scene, first responders allegedly spotted an adult male on the roof of the home. And it wasn't Santa Claus, by the way. So the suspect had reportedly climbed into the roof through a window or climbed onto the roof through a window in the attic. Officers on the scene quickly took the suspect, later identified as Damian Guerrero. They took him into custody on suspicion of burglary. Now, during a subsequent interview with detectives, Damian Guerrero allegedly revealed that his motivation for breaking into the woman's home stretched far beyond just mere burglary. Well, here's the thing. I don't see why they even thought it was burglary because it clearly was a home invasion. That's what I would have, said that it was, because a home invasion is, in fact, more of a serious charge than burglary, I do believe. Now, police say that Damian Guerrero who is from Bensalem, Pennsylvania, met the woman through OnlyFans, a social media platform on which users share content with fans who pay subscription fees. It's not uncommon for fans to also purchase gifts for the users to whom they describe. The content is oftentimes, but not always, sexual in nature. Well, it's usually sexual in nature. Let's just call it what it is, honey. Because if you're just doing this for kicks and giggles and just, just basically just doing it for fun or whatever, you could just post that on regular social media like Instagram and Facebook, those type of pictures. People that are selling stuff and selling pictures of themselves and video footage and that type of stuff, it's usually sexual in nature, I would have to assume, because otherwise, who'd really want to spend money for it, right? I mean, we know what the freaks do and how they get down. So the woman whose name is redacted from a probable cause affidavit reportedly told police that she first had contact with Damien Guerrero in October of 2021. Now, she said she gave him her previous New Hampshire address because Damien Guerrero offered to purchase her a new TV and a fireplace. She said she had no intention of meeting him in person. Well, here's the problem. You didn't have any intention of meeting him in person, but you obviously led him to believe that you would, and she gave him an old address, which that's just stupid because he could find out the new address from the old address if he really was doing his investigation, which stalkers usually do. And as we can see, apparently that's exactly what he did. And then she was going to take these gifts from this man. Now, taking the money that they pay for the subscriptions on OnlyFans is one thing, but agreeing to accept a TV and a fireplace, now you're getting into dangerous waters, because what do you think this person is going to want for these gifts? And she's leading this person on to think that she's actually going to meet up with him, especially by giving him her address, even though it was the wrong address. But nevertheless, I'm sure he had his hopes up. And when he found out he'd been fooled, there's no telling what he was thinking. So, however, Damien Guerrero allegedly showed up outside of her apartment. Now, the woman reportedly said she found him sleeping in his car outside her home, and she confronted him. He allegedly said he had driven from Pennsylvania several times and slept in his car outside of her apartment. Now, the woman more recently began staying at her mother's home, which is where Damien Guerrero was allegedly arrested. So it's unclear how he obtained the address of the woman's mother, but police say Damien admitted that he had been staying at an Airbnb nearby when he broke into the home with a crowbar. He stole and copied a house key and entered the home several times in the days prior to his arrest. Now, the woman reportedly confirmed that earlier in the week, her keys had randomly just disappeared, only to be found where she thought she had initially left them later. So this man, let me tell you something. This is how you know this man is a whole nutcase. First of all, he drove almost 400 hours. He not only stalked her at her own residence, and she'd found him asleep in his car. But then when she decided to stay somewhere else, to stay with her mother, he even hunted her down and found out she was staying there. Not only broke in, but stole a key when he got a copy made, and so that he could just allow himself back and forth in and out whenever he so pleased. Then set up shop. I mean, literally squatted, right? Camped out in their attic. This is all so crazy. So anyway, the police say they reportedly searched Damien Guerrero's cell phone, where they discovered several videos that appeared to show the woman sleeping naked. In the videos, the bottom portion of the woman's sheets reportedly appeared to have been manually lifted up. I mean, this is just real scary. This is like so crazy. So he walked into her bedroom while she's asleep and lifted up the covers. That's why I'm saying she should be so glad that she didn't get raped and that she isn't dead. He could have done anything while she was asleep. And he was in the house all times of night up there in the attic. I mean, could come down whenever he wanted to. He could have killed her and her mother. So anyway, thank God he didn't. Okay, so now when police showed the videos to the woman, she reportedly became distraught, saying that she had no idea she was being taped at night. Now, they say it was clear from the woman's hands visibly shaking that she was distraught and upset over the news that she had just received regarding the videos and Mauricio being in her home. Police also reportedly found a towel tracking device amongst Damien Guerrero's possessions, which he reportedly said he planned to take to the woman's car so he could track her movements. I mean, he was a whole stalker, and he was dedicated and dependable with his stalking tactics. I mean, just moving on in, setting up camp, you know, not paying any rent, mind you, and then just trying to keep up with her whereabouts on a daily, even brought a tracking device. Now, he allegedly told police that he believed the woman wanted a man to be obsessed with her and to stalk her. And like I said, that's absolutely what some of these crazy, you know, people think. They become so obsessed or whatever. And let's not forget that the word fan is short for fanatic. And that's clearly what he was. And he said he thought she wanted men to be obsessed and to stalk her. Well, like I said, that's because she was probably posting sexual content or sexual pictures and things on her OnlyFans page. I don't know what she was posting on there, but I'm just assuming this is likely what she was probably doing. This is likely what it probably would probably put this thought in his foolish mind. Because it's just like some of these men who go out here and rape women, and then they'll say, well, she was asking for it. I thought that's what she wanted. You know, look how she was dressed. So they use that as an excuse for their own BS. Because a woman had on, you know, had her cleavage out or had on a mini skirt or something like that. And they feel like the woman wants it. Like, oh, I'm just going to give her what she's asking for. That's what some sick-minded people actually think and believe. So you have to be careful, especially on social media. I mean, it's a world of perverts out there just sitting behind keyboards waiting to do something nefarious. So Damien Guerrero was booked at the Stafford County House of Corrections. Now, he was released after posting a $2,500 bond. Wow, that's it? And that's all? Under the terms of his release, Damien Guerrero must wear a tracking bracelet and is prohibited from entering the state of New Hampshire or contacting the woman through any medium. Now, prosecutors have reported that they've reportedly said that they are looking into filing additional charges against Damien Guerrero. Guerrero. I would think that they would. I mean, much more than burglary, I would definitely think. And this is just also crazy, honey. You have to be careful. These people out here just doing all this nefarious stuff online, just being on their half nude, you know, showing off their body parts and all that. I don't care how much money they're paying you. That's a dangerous life to live. And then when you start communicating with these people, like she did with him, and telling him that she's going to accept a TV and a fireplace from him. Now you're having conversations with this fool, or you're having some type of personal communications with him, and that's just putting all this stuff in his foolish head. And now he gets it in his mind. Oh, it's a good idea. Let me just drive up to where she is. That's what I'll do, and I'll just crawl through a window and I'll hide out in her attic so I can watch her sleep while she's nude. What a sick freak. Okay? And so be careful on social media, people, honey. You never know what you're going to get these days. So with that all being said, everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at QueenAShakur. Also, you can follow the QueenAShakur fan page and find me on Twitter at DGoddess27. Peace.